So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an impromptu Q&A session. I have wrapped up not one, but two different playthroughs on this very stream today, which I'm pleased with because now it means I can actually move on to new stuff. We're going to have at least two new game playthroughs, if not more, coming up later this week, which is really excellent because I wrapped up this ongoing stuff, okay? But I have a half an hour, essentially, to kill, and people seem a little bit, a desire to do a little bit of Q&A. So I'm going to open up the stream to just some Q&A for a little bit. Okay, guys? So Big D's gifted a subscription to Big Douche. Congratulations, Big Douche, and thank you, Big D's, for the support. The A player did a 100-bit cheer and asked, do I think that Donkey Kong 64 had any redeeming qualities? Yes. I do feel that some parts of Donkey Kong 64 were fun. The world design in particular, the variety of worlds was interesting. And the fact that you had 5 different Kongs that each had unique abilities was also interesting. But there were just far too many negatives. They way outweighed the positives of that game and just made it way too much of a chore. I didn't like it. So, no PW dubs. I'm not visiting user-created islands tonight in Animal Crossing. I'm sorry. Richard Link said, I enjoyed Banjo. Thank you, Richard Link, for the compliment. How am I? Asked Darkside Phil is awesome. I'm doing good. In fact, today, my throat is feeling better for sure than the last few days, which is good. I just finished 2 games on a stream, which is good. We hit the vest streak, which is good. It's like all positives. And I'm looking forward to a relaxing stream of Animal Crossing later tonight. So I'm good. This has been a good day for me so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed everything. No, I do not have Game Pass, Elon Jusk. What do I hate more, Jak 2 or Donkey Kong 64? Donkey Kong 64 for sure. Derek wants to know what's going to happen during the Vest celebration on Wednesday when we watch old playthroughs that we request and like a retrospective. Here's what's planned for Wednesday. Number 1, I'll be doing open talk and Q&A and just shooting the shit with you guys, reminiscing a little bit about the past, maybe talking about what it's been like being a content creator for 12 years and the fact that we've hit a momentous thing. If we do hit it, that'll be part of the celebration. A live episode of DSP Tries It. I'll be ordering food during the day that will be delivered, and when it gets delivered, I'll be trying something live on the stream for the very first time, okay? Jasper is going to join us at some point. I'll let him into the office. He'll come play with us. I'll probably bring a toy or something. We'll play a little bit with him and mess around with him. If you guys have questions about him or whatever, have him join us for a bit. I definitely want to do a segment at the PC where we watch together the music videos, okay? What we'll do is we'll watch the music videos of 10 years ago. And for the first time, watch the videos themselves. Not just the music you guys hear on pre-stream, but the videos that were made. Because I'll tell you, the Ghost Drone videos, the S-Beast music videos, and a few others are quite good. The more recent stuff that was added to the playlist, not really. But the more recent, or the older stuff, has some really good music videos to watch back. And I'd like to watch those with you guys and comment on all the stuff happening in the videos, all right? So that's going to be a fun segment of that. And maybe a few other odds and ends. Definitely, I think a few other odds and ends will be squeezed in there. Will there be any gameplay? I don't know. There may be gameplay. If there is gameplay, more than likely it'll be something that's not super serious. Do some multiplayer of Doom that I never did before. Just do a couple rounds of Call of Duty Warzone. Or maybe some throwback Street Fighter, because I love doing old school Street Fighter, just for the hell of it, a few matches, right? Stuff like that. It's not going to be a super serious stream or anything like that. It's going to be more a positive celebration, just hanging out, having fun, having conversation, and basically just playing it by ear, okay? Alberto Ponte asked, what are the major games of next week? Next week, we got 2 new games starting up. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath DLC, which includes both a major story element as well as new characters to try out in, say, training mode, their arcade tower, and take them online. And Fire Emblem 3 Houses, the second Viewer's Choice playthrough, will also begin this coming Friday. So we're going to have Mortal Kombat on Thursday, Fire Emblem on Friday, Mortal Kombat on Saturday, Fire Emblem on Sunday, and Minecraft on Monday. Those are the main streams of the next week, okay? Dreadsta asked, do I use a laser pointer to play with Jasper? We do have a very basic one that we bought, Cat Toy, and he loves it. He has no idea what it is, and he'll chase it all around the house for like 20 minutes. Derek wants to know, what new games am I playing in June? Good question. Hold on. Let me take a look, because my list is right over here. Let's see here. Okay, so we've got... Okay, good. So in early June, I believe it's like the 8th of June, there's a game called Beyond Blue. Now, I'm not 100% set on playing this one, but what this game is, you're supposed to be an underwater crew on a submarine that explores deep underwater, and you see creatures you've never seen before. You're supposed to document it, but there's a survival element to it as well. Think, I would say, yeah, it's kind of similar to Subnautica, but not, because unlike Subnautica, you're by yourself, you're isolated, and it's all about like crafting elements. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be more about exploration and things like that, and actually working with a team. So that seems interesting. That might be a chill stream that I actually add to my rotation. About the middle of the month, we got Last of Us 2. Obviously, that's the big one for the month. Later on in the month, we've got the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom remake. I'll definitely be playing that. That was, if you remember, that was a viewer's choice from like a year and a half ago. Actually, I think it was just a year ago. And we've been waiting for this thing to release, and it's finally releasing. So I'll be able to play that. In addition to that, at the end of the month, we've also got the first major Pokemon DLC. Remember, there's 2 major Pokemon DLCs coming out for Sword. The first one comes out in late June, and I'll definitely be doing that major Pokemon DLC in late June. Okay? So that's a lot. And then, if there's time for anything else, I'm sure, like I told you guys, I would consider playing Maneater. I would consider maybe doing Streets of Rage 4. I would consider doing Minecraft Dungeons. There's other things we could do in June if we have the time and we need to fill space. There's definitely filler content that we can do in between there. Okay? Big D's Charity says, we hear they're releasing Mario Sunshine on the Switch. Would you play it in the future? In the future, yes, but I just played it a few years ago, so I probably wouldn't play it right away. Execute Clown Mode asks, will I be playing the new Mafia? I'm not playing Mafia 2 or 3. Mafia 3 I played as a new release a few years ago. Didn't really like it. Mafia 2 I played and actually really liked. But I've never played Mafia 1, and that's actually the one they're remaking. And yes, that comes out, I believe, in August. Yes, whenever it comes out, I will be playing Mafia 1. That sounds good. Awful Waffle says, I'm very animated when I speak. Awful Waffle, I have absolutely no idea what you could be talking about when you say that I'm animated when I speak. Obviously, something is making you say that, but I can't imagine what. There you go. Okay. Still no Max Payne 2, Mr. Popsicle says, no plans yet. That doesn't mean no. It doesn't mean that it won't happen. It just means right now it's not on the agenda, but maybe during the summertime, downtime. Actually, the month of August looks completely dead. Like, it looks like it's really empty. So maybe that'd be an opportunity for me to do an RPG, because you figure if I'm starting up Fire Emblem now, maybe I'll beat it by, say, August, so then we can do a new RPG. Maybe we could do an action game like Max Payne 2. You see, maybe we could do a variety of stuff. We'll see. Zelda Mini says, I'm entertaining when I speak. It's very Italian. You're right. Italians tend to speak with their hands and mannerisms and things that they do when they talk. I don't know why. It must be part of ingrained in me. Right? I don't know. Fruits, no, I don't have a new haircut. I don't know why you're saying that. My wife trimmed my hair 2 weeks ago in the back, so it wouldn't be super long, but I do not have a new haircut. Yeah, Ellipsian Wasteland 3 is on my radar for August. I don't know if I'm going to play it because I never played the first 2, but it's on my radar, and I'm aware it's a big release, considered a big release. Xander Realm says, Wonderful 101 Remaster came out recently from Platinum Games. Did you play it? From what I'm to understand, it sucks. Apparently, it's like bad. It runs poorly. It has a bad frame rate. All they did was directly port it from the Wii U to the Switch without actually fixing or upgrading anything. And apparently, it's very badly optimized. I don't know. If people really wanted to see me play it, I guess I would try it because I never played it. But I'm not like keen to jump on it or anything. Derek says, would I play old Dead Rising games maybe in the summer? Dead Rising 1 is a no. Maybe Dead Rising 2. I've only played that game once ever. So maybe I would consider doing that again. Remember, that game's super fucking hard. Be the Colonel cheers when you play Xenoblade Chronicles. I've already discussed this, and I said even though I'm aware that it has been or will be very shortly re-released for the Switch, the answer is no for now. That's a game that maybe would work as a playthrough now because I'm an interactive streamer. When I played it as a new release back in the day on the Wii, it didn't work. I played it for like, I think it was like 20 hours, and people were getting bored, and even I was getting bored at how slow the plot moved. If we had people to interact, we're interacting, we're talking during the streams to make them interesting, that would probably make it a better playthrough. So my new style now of interactive streaming probably would work better than the original playthrough from years ago, but I've got too much going on right now with Fire Emblem and everything. There's no way I could do it now, potentially in the future though. Big Douche says, do you have a favorite video game storyline? Man, I would probably say Final Fantasy VI is my favorite or Final Fantasy plot line. I love the plot of Chrono Trigger. Earthbound's quite good too. And then I would probably say both Bioshock 1 with that huge cool story twist, as well as the original Mass Effect. I really like the story of that game. So there you go. Could we fit him Ninja Gaiden Black? Maybe. BW Dubs wants to know if I ever sharded myself. Yes, of course I have. Yes, I am glad that I'm playing Animal Crossing tonight. It's always super relaxing when I play it, so. Have I watched Breaking Bad? Yes, PW Dubs, I've watched the entire series of Breaking Bad. Jack Elise tipped me $5. Thank you, Jack Elise. He says, any good horror games planned for October? Right now, I actually was talking about this last week when I went through the new game schedule. Basically, like, after September, there is nothing scheduled for this year for game releases. Seriously. Like, I think what happened is the pandemic screwed everything up, because typically you would have October, November, December, heavy, very heavy for the holiday season with game releases. But number one, there's no E3 this year, so there's no central place for everyone to announce their games. And number two, I almost get the feeling the pandemic has delayed the development of many games. So I don't know what's going to happen come October, November, December. It actually looks like June is going to be decent. July is actually going to be super busy for game releases this year. There's 4 major releases in July, which never happens. It's unprecedented. In the 12 years I've made content for the internet, there's never been 4 major releases coming out in July, and that's actually happening this year. August has like 1 or 2 near the tail end. September has like 2 or 3. Then it's dead. It's like nothing. So I guess we'll see what happens. Now, in regards to me doing horror games in October, I would consider it. Previously, we were talking about the possibility of trying to figure out how to play Clock Tower. I don't know how viable that would be. But in reality, I've played most of the major survival horror games that are out there. I played the whole Resident Evil series. I played the whole Silent Hill series. For one game that's so rare you can't even get it. It's too expensive. And you can't even like do direct capture unless you have a PS2 capture device, which I don't have. Like, I've played most of the major stuff out there for survival horror, you know. There's a few indie titles at the PC, you know what I mean? But outside of that, I kind of been there, done that with survival horror. I'm waiting for new stuff, you know. I would love to see some new survival horror. Doodly Dress says, for the October Horror Marathon, attempted to emulate PS1 and PS2 horror games. All right, I don't know how to do that. I also don't know the legality of that. Haunting Ground is a classic survival horror for PS2. See, this is the problem. I don't have a way to capture PS2 unless the game is available digitally over PlayStation Network that you could play it on like PS3. There's no way to capture from PS2 because of the delay and everything. It's a hassle. Well, I play the new WWE game. Maybe it looks cartoony. It looks similar to that game, WWE All-Stars from years ago. But it's been a long time since we had an arcade style game like that. I don't know how well it's going to sell, or, you know, people who are looking for WWE 2K are really probably not going to be satisfied with that game, I get the feeling. So I guess we'll see. Will I go back to Dragon Ball FighterZ? No, I have no desire to go back to it. I'm years disjointed from knowing how to play it. I have no desire to go back to Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's a good game, but it's too late now. Alien Isolation, I already played. Alien Isolation, I did a full playthrough when it was a new release. Why would I play it again? It's nice to hear that John Cena apparently donated $40,000 to the Shad Gaspar GoFundMe for funeral expenses. That's amazing. That'll probably cover it. Oh, really? Rob Max says, do not get the TurboGrafx 16 Mini. I got it. It's garbage. It's not worth the $100. Can you elaborate on that, Rob Mac? Why? Because I was interested in possibly getting it later in the year as a thing to do on late streams, like chill streams. If you can elaborate, I'd love to hear why. Is it not good? Does it have issue with emulation or something? Like, what's the deal? Lawler Mittens, no plans of playing any fighting games right now. There are none. There's nothing of interest right now besides, of course, the Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath DLC this week. That's going to be big. I'm going to do the whole story. I'm going to check out whatever characters they added, both offline and online. So I'll give it a shot, and that's going to probably be the last hurrah for that game for me. So No 60s television, no desire to go back to Grand Blue, even though I enjoyed playing the game, what was it, March? You know, sadly, it got caught up in all the new releases. I didn't have time to play it anymore, and by now, there's no point. Seriously, with a new fighting game, the way that they go now, there's no point in even playing it. If I try to play it now, everyone will have learned the nuances of the game and every character, and I'll just get my ass handed to me constantly. There's no point in even playing it again. MK11 is out of EVO 2020 again? Why? They just added it in. Now they took it out? Seriously? They added it in and took it out within 2 weeks? I didn't hear about this. Oh man, Derek says, what's your favorite Back to the Future? One or two? Or what you said, which one and why? It would be one or two, and I don't know if I can make that distinction. They're both great movies. Fuck, that's a tough question. No, I'm not going to be playing Fortnite. No. Zelda Minis, didn't I play Condemned or Condemned 2? I played one of them in a Halloween Horror Marathon already. He suggested doing that. I already did that one year. Can I tell you my top 5 favorite Street Fighter series? Okay. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is number 1. Marvel vs. Capcom, probably... Fuck. They're both... 1 and 2 are so good. Alright, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, number 2. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, number 3. Probably like X-Men vs. Street Fighter number 4. And then under that, maybe Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And that's the top 5 for me. I've never taken salsa lessons now. How many hours do I have in my Minecraft save? I have no idea, Awful Waffle. What's weekly? What's 2 hours weekly for a whole year? Plus, figure maybe like 5 or 6 major sessions that were 3 to 4 hours. Just, you know, do the math, I guess. What's my rating for the McDonald's Big Mac? It ain't great. It's okay. It has good flavor to it. The McDonald's secret sauce is quite tasty. But the burger itself is lame. It's more bread than meat in a fucking Big Mac. You got 2 regular burger patties, so it's like having 2 single cheeseburgers between way too much bun, shredded lettuce that's flavorless, a few pickles that are good, cheese is meh, and the secret sauce that tastes good. So it's like, it's so lackluster. I'd rather eat the quarter pounder than the Big Mac, for sure. I have not seen The Mandalorian, nor have I seen The Rise of Skywalker. Nope. Yes, I did a Fear 2 playthrough way back in the day. I did a Fear 2 playthrough. It was one of the old school playthroughs I did with just a camera pointed at a TV. Back when, I'm not even kidding, that was when I lived with my parents in Bridgeport, Connecticut, before I even had the condo. So you're talking, that's got to be 2008 or early 2009, the Fear 2 playthrough. Garbage Gamer says, the Big Mac's overrated. The quarter pounder is the only edible burger McDonald's has. I disagree. There were 2 burgers I used to really like. There was one that was called the Big and Tasty, and that was the equivalent of a Whopper at McDonald's, okay? They didn't flame broil it, but everything else was like a Whopper. That was really good when they had it. And then they had one that was called, I think it was called the Club or the McClub. And what it was a seasoned beef patty with a secret sauce and other good condiment ingredients. And that was really good. And they did away with that too. I actually like the McDonald's single cheeseburgers. I think they're decent. For a quick grab, you know, it's $1. You grab it. It's got onions. It's got ketchup and mustard, cheese, pickles. It's good for $1. You know, would I eat 12 of them? No. But just having 1 or 2 quick single cheeseburgers, I think they're actually pretty good. As a snack food almost. But I agree with you. Like the other things they put there, they're not very good. The Big Mac and shit, they're not very good. I'm not against revisiting Dino Crisis and stuff like that. Someone just asked me, am I against? No. If anyone ever wanted to see like an actual like real playthrough of Dino Crisis instead of me just playing it for the hour and a half I did during the Halloween marathon, I would consider it. But never really had a big request for that or anything. That's what it is. Yeah, Shao Connor said it was called the Bacon Clubhouse Burger. That shit was good. I think I did that for DSP Tries It. That was a good burger. I went back repeatedly to get that burger from McDonald's. Just think what I just said. I went back to McDonald's repeatedly for something. How often do you even say that, right? And actually, it made me want to go back because I thought that burger was so good. Bacon Clubhouse. Will I do a Witcher 3 replay at some point? Yes, but no time soon. The game's so damn long. There's no way I would replay that anytime soon. Maybe give it a few more years, you know? Same thing with Persona 5. Like, people are like, will you play Persona 5 Royal? I would consider it, but not now. I just played it a couple years ago. Maybe give it another few years, and then I'll want to play it again. It's so long. What's the difference between a McDonald's McDouble and a double cheeseburger? A piece of cheese. The McDouble apparently I think has 1 to 2 pieces, and I think that the double cheeseburger has 3 pieces, and they charge you more money for it. I'm serious about that. It was a cost-cutting measure because the double cheeseburger had always been on the dollar menu, but then they phased it out, and they wanted to still have a double burger on the dollar menu, so they created the McDouble, which had less cheese, which was cheaper for them. My opinion on In-N-Out, well, Timbo, I've only ate In-N-Out once. It was when I was in LA in 2012 for E3, and John Rambo and I decided we would get In-N-Out burger because we had heard so much about it. Everyone's like, oh, when you're out there, you got to have In-N-Out. I believe John ordered something off the secret menu, and I don't remember what I got. We went to the hotel room, we ate it, and we were like, that was totally not worth the wait and worth the hype. It was kind of like very, very lackluster. It tasted kind of like a burger we could have gotten back in Connecticut. In reality, I think I actually like Sonic better than In-N-Out. I think Sonic food tastes better. So, I don't know what a brick with cheese and meat is. I never heard of that. Alright, we got a spamming idiot here. There we go. Goodbye. Five Guys, I also agree loud as fart. Five Guys is very good. The Five Guys burgers and fries. Very tasty. But I think you'd do a playthrough of Far Cry Evolution or Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2, there's a full playthrough on YouTube right now. I don't know if that's on DSPGaming. More than likely, it's on my old channel, Dark Side Phil, my original YouTube channel. But I have a full playthrough of that right now. I don't know what Far Cry Evolution is. I don't know what that is, so I can answer that. Sauce Menu, $2 million. Can you tell us stories from Chinatown Fair? Well, it was a good place. It was, I'll be honest, it was kind of dark. It was kind of dingy. And if you were going in there for the first time, you may wonder if it's safe. Truth of the matter is it was very safe because the players kind of made it safe. They wouldn't let a negative element go in there and try to cause problems or whatever. The owner was kind of, everyone called him like a Nazi. Even though he was Asian, he was a very strict guy, and he basically wouldn't let you get away with stuff. Like at one point, I guess people went in there with tokens from another arcade, and he got so angry he grabbed the people and threw them out, and he would call the police and shit. But you know what? If you're running an establishment and someone's trying to get free games because you brought in tokens from another place, I guess that's kind of fucked up that you would do that. You know. It was overall it was a hotbed of competition. All the best players from like the East Coast would go there to compete. But it was very small. You would think, oh, this is supposed to be a notable arcade for Street Fighter. It would be big. It wasn't big at all. It was an L-shaped building, okay, that it was just wall-to-wall cabinets. There was like no space to really do much, and it was always crowded on weekends. You go in there to play, you'd be waiting in line, crowded, like sardines would be packed in there like this. It was pretty damn crazy. At its height, it used to have like multiple cabinets of everything. You have 2 MVC2s, 1 or 2 CVS2s, that's Capcom vs. SNK 2. There'd be a Super Turbo cabinet. There'd be like every game, every major game. Oh, Third Strike, yeah, they'd all be represented. They had like everything there. But it was very fun, but very crowded. You had to be, if you were claustrophobic, you would hate going to Chinatown Fair, that's for sure. Mature Adult tipped me $1, says, you have some spare time because you're looking to my band. Oh my god. Alright, you know what? Actually, Mature Adult, I don't know your full name. What the hell is your full name on Twitch? I don't even know. You gotta tell me what it is and I'll look it up. I don't even remember what your full name is on Twitch. I think it's like Mature Adult with a bachelor's degree or something crazy like that. So unless I know the full name, I can't even look it up. There you go. Mature adult with a biz degree, that was it? Oh my god. Fine. Let's finally freaking see what the hell happened with mature adult. You idiotically made a ginormous post that was a joke about gout. I don't know why you did that. You also made jokes about masturbation. You called me Big Stinky repeatedly. You called me a hot guy. Then you were telling me about Jordy Jordan's weight, which we don't care about. You talked about my Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Like, basically, within a day, you did everything wrong. In, like, one short consolidated time, you did everything to violate the stream rules. And you got banned for it. The thing is, you were a regular, and I think that the mods were actually being lenient with you by not banning you the first insult, the second insult, the third violation, the fourth. They waited till, like, 7, and then finally said, all right, I guess we got to do something because this guy's not learning his lesson. So if I unban you, are you just going to go right back to it? You know what I mean? You're just going to go right back into the fucking horse shit? Because the second let me put it this way. I'll unban you, and the second I see it, you're out of here for good, and I will never entertain unbanning you ever again. How about that? Derek says, when I went to arcades, did I ever see Tekken 6 or Street Fighter 4? I have. The thing is, that was the era when arcades were almost dead, and everyone could get those games at home. So even though there were arcades that had those games, it was few and far between. In fact, very sad story. So a guy owned an arcade in Rhode Island, Tokyo Game Action, TGA. He had it open for about a year and a half, and every major tournament he had, I went to it. Every major tournament, it was every good game, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, CVS 2, Super Turbo, Third Strike. He had King of Fighters. He had other stuff. He had Bomani games. He had a bowling alley. Amazing arcade, and the guy was the nicest guy on the planet. So friendly with the fans and everything, and the people who came to play his games. That like he was like the nicest guy. It was the best thing ever. And then Street Fighter 4 came out. He made a major investment of his personal money. He bought, I believe it was 4 to 6 linked cabinets, networked cabinets, in his arcade. You know, big LED widescreen HD graphics. And it was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that in an arcade, because I'd always been playing the old school stuff. I'd never seen like HD 1080p graphics for these games and shit, right? But he did it. He got all this crazy good stuff, professional, everything. Tons of money invested. He had a big launch event. This is one of the first things I ever covered on my YouTube channel, Darkside Phil, was the launch of Street Fighter 4 at Tokyo Game Action, okay? I documented it. I went on a crazy win streak with Honda. I think I had like 99 wins or something crazy like that. And it was really fun. And he had that for about a couple months. And then it was the winter, because he got that in the fall. It was the winter, and in the winter, he went on a trip to Japan because his wife was Japanese. So he went to a trip to Japan with her to visit her family and do all this. He comes back from his trip to Japan. There had been an ice storm, an unprecedentedly bad ice storm in Rhode Island. Ice had accumulated in giant chunks on the top of the rooftop of this arcade and caused the rooftop to cave in. The ice destroyed all the equipment in the arcade because it was all electronics. You get it wet and shot. All his money gone. Destroyed. And I guess he might have had insurance money, but the way he says, he's like, yeah, I got insurance, but by the time the claims get granted, the money comes in, I'll never make up enough money to rebuild this place. And that was the end of Tokyo Game Action. So that was the only time ever that I had played like Street Fighter 4 on an arcade machine. Outside of that, I stopped going to arcades. There were no other arcades to speak of. They were all out of business, and the ones that existed didn't get new games like that. Instead, they were just ticket games, stuff like that. That was it. The era of arcades had already died by the time that Street Fighter 4 had come out. So, do I miss the era of arcade gaming? To some extent, I do. It was very, very different than things are now. It was a unique cultural time in the United States in particular, where you could go and meet people from any walk of life. You could, a little kid to an adult, you know, any race, any culture, any gender, you know, anything you walk in there, it's something completely different, but they could be good at Street Fighter. And you would meet so many people from all over the country. It was such a fun, unique experience being in arcades for those years that I was. And yeah, it's sad to see it go, but hey, it was a cultural phenomenon. It's gone now because now everything can be played at home for cheaper. So why would it continue, you know? That's what technology advancement does. All right, guys, that's it. It is now time to end this little impromptu Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for your support during it. And see you later.